In terms of working with the president, I just would say that I worked very productively with President Bush when we had the majority and he had the presidency. We passed one of the biggest energy bills in the history of our country. We passed one of the biggest tax bills in terms of stimulus for low-income people as well as middle-income people in his presidency. And the list goes on. PEPFAR, he wanted PEPFAR, we want it big. And there's so many issues that we work together, even though I vehemently opposed him in the war in Iraq. But the point is that we worked together. The president said, I'll wait for them to send me something. Well, we have ideas and we can send them something, but the fact is if we'd like to work together so our legislation will be bipartisan. We're not going for the lowest common denominator. We're going for the boldest common denominator. Our position will be a consensus within our own party of what we can support, but also welcoming other ideas. So we look forward to a new era in terms of what has happened. It's this past 2 years has seemed like a very, very long time in terms of the path that has taken us down. When I think of our founders and their courage, their vision, what they had in mind for us, for many one. When I think of the American people and how beautifully diverse we are and how newcomers to our country have constantly reinvigorated America, when I think of our beautiful planet and, of course, our own country, God's gift to us, and how it has been neglected and degraded in this past couple of years, I think that there's plenty of opportunity for us to match our legislation with the rhetoric that we are hearing.
Hey, NBC News viewers, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.